Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Trusted Shops webinar. My name is Lucinda, and I'm the Performance Marketing Manager here at Trusted Shops, and I'll be your moderator today. For those of you who don't know Trusted Shops, we're a provider for trust tools in e-commerce. We provide tools like reviews, our trust mark, or the reputation manager. Today, we have Laurie Post from Bitfiner, which is an e-commerce growth agency, with us, who will be talking about 10 email marketing automation flows and how these can grow your e-commerce. Hi, Laurie. Thanks for joining.
Hey.
Yeah, before we start, just one or a few organizational things from my side. We do have a round of questions at the end, so please feel free to use the chat window on your GoToWebinar panel to do so. Ask questions during the webinar, but also at the end. We'll be doing a quick questions at the end. And we will be recording the webinar. So if you want to have another look into it, or have any questions about a certain point, then we'll be sending you the recording at the end also. Yes, I think that's all from my side. Over to you, Laurie, and I'll be back for the round of questions.
Thank you, and welcome everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here today and talk about email marketing automation. And yeah, today I'm gonna tell you about the 10 key flows that will help you to automate your e-commerce profitability. And of course, the goal is to increase it. So just a few words about myself before I get into the topics. So Laurie, the founder of Bitfiner, and Bitfiner is essentially an e-commerce growth agency. And I started it in 2014, and then the goal was basically to be like a design studio. But over the years, e-commerce kind of took over, and now we have like 60–70% of only e-commerce work. And that's why we also decided to focus on e-commerce solely. And what's also like positive looking back now is that we have different clients and projects from over 20 countries, like various sizes of businesses. And also, as a good pat on the shoulder, we have over 10 different design awards. Like the latest one was European Design Awards in Silver. We also have several awards from the German Design Award, and also from some local contest. But I guess one thing you should know about Bitfiner is that we always deliver, and we always try to give a guarantee as well that things will be done the way they were promised. But that's I guess enough of me. If you are curious, you can always go to the website bitfiner.com to see what the people say there. What are we doing? But in general, today the goal is to talk about email marketing automation. And yeah, this is a perfect time to get started. So just to understand the core benefits of email marketing automation, I think the first and the most important one is it caters a personalized experience. So your website is like full of data, and people are using it. You get like so many data points. There are like so many interactions. And what's the beauty of this? That this all can be used to personalize your client's experience. So you understand what are they viewing, what are they buying, what are they not buying, when are they buying, and you can put it all together and just automate it. But I'll tell you all about it. And also, for any e-commerce business, it's very crucial to be profitable. I mean, the ad costs are like skyrocketing. The cost to acquire a customer is just growing and growing. And of course, the competition gets fierce and fierce like every day. So you have to be in this constant growth mode. There's no other way. And automation definitely helps you to make things more profitable and also more easier. And what is also good and what works for the profits is customer lifetime value. You need to increase it. I mean, if you pay tons of amounts for running ads and you only get the customer to buy once, then well, that would be not the best case scenario. What you probably want is to keep the customer with you as long as possible, and that's where customer lifetime value comes in. And also, what you can achieve with marketing automation is having higher order values. So you get to keep the people longer with your business, and at the same time you can also help them to spend a bit more, get more valuable goods from you, and this combined already increases profitability quite a lot, which is good. And yeah, just to give you an example from some researches and studies, then what has been found is that when you use different marketing automation softwares and tactics, it can lead up to 80% increase in the numbers of leads and more than 70% boost in conversions. And just to throw in a little humor, if you brutally split those numbers to half, then 30-40% boost in conversion is also pretty decent. So there is definitely a lot underlying here. And of course, what could be better to just look at one example before we start with specific topics. So let's do a little math and assume you're paying around 200 euros per month for your email service provider. Well, whether it's like Klaviyo, MailChimp, or something else, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, it will total in 2.4K a year, which is, I guess, not a lot. And now let's say you also work with some freelancer who works a few hours a day, every day a week, and basically combining your service provider and the freelancer, you're paying like 21.6K a year. Well, nice numbers. So what are they telling us? But let's also assume that the email activities that you do and the marketing activities, they bring you in like 3,000 customers / leads, and every lead is worth to you like 100 euros, and I mean that totals to 300,000 euros, which is quite something. But to understand the numbers even better, what this actually means is that if you think about the freelancer and the service provider, you're just paying like around 7% to get the rest 93% of the revenue. So I would definitely pay that amount to get this amount in return. And of course, I mean that's just a very simplistic example. If you add more effort, then the results will be even greater. So it's definitely a good area. So coming back to being more specific, today I want to show you the key flows that you can automate in your e-commerce business. And right after I have introduced the 10 different flows that we usually start with, I want to show you the process that we also follow, because it's not just about what you do. It's very important in the first place, like why are you doing it and how are you doing it? And that can oftentimes be like the key to getting the right results. And all in all, my goal is to give you more knowledge so that you can increase the profitability in the proven way. So we're not like reinventing a bicycle here. It has worked times and times over again, and just want to show you how it's done. So here's a quick list of the agenda and the different flows I'm gonna tell you about. We're gonna go one by one. I'm gonna try to make very simplistic examples just to give you an understanding, what are the different ways to do it. And as mentioned before, at the end, when we're done with the flows, I want to show you the process and walk you through of each step, so that you could at least replicate it or make it even better. Of course, it can always be better. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so let's start with the first one. It's called the VIP email automation flow. And essentially, when you look at your customers, some are buying more and some are buying less. Some are buying more frequently and some are not buying that frequently, or maybe just one time. So what can you do in this case? The easiest way, what you can do here is just divide people on the spending thresholds. So for example, customer A, well, this guy spends like 1,000 euros every month. Customer B, 50 euros every other month. So very different. I mean, business-wise, they are transactions for you, but they are actual human beings with feelings. So what you can just do is really reach out to the people who are buying more frequently, who are buying who are spending more, and you can just show them your appreciation. Let me give you a very simple example. So one customer is buying like every month. You can see that the average order value is like 50% higher than for the others. What you can just do is like create this email automation flow, and let's say it consists of 3 emails. And yeah, the first email will just trigger right after the purchase. Maybe you can just time it to be delayed a bit. So right after you get this email confirmation for a transaction, that's the usual. And also a few minutes after that, you can just say to, oh, thank you, we really appreciate you. I mean, you are our favorite customer. We don't have anyone like you, and so on and so on. You can just create a really nice story and make the person feel really appreciated. And again, you can do the same for people who are, buying more frequently. Maybe they don't spend as much as, the previous person, but again, they are buying more frequently. And that's also very important because that's a really good sign for, customer loyalty, and you will have higher retention numbers. And, for this kind of frequency buyers, your aim should be to maybe increase and try to increase the average order value. So they are buying often, but for smaller amounts. But still, you should really appreciate those customers and let them know that they are being noticed. You are doing something for them. You are appraising them, and they're just feeling really valued. And it's kind of like a relationship, right? You need to tell the other side how much you value that other side, and it's as basic as that. And now, after the VIPs, we have the referral email automation, and that flow is also deeply connected with customer loyalty. And I mean, what referral essentially means is free marketing, word of mouth. And if you can automate this part, I mean, the business will start to grow really nicely. So what's the goal here? Customers are happy. They like your business. They like your products, obviously. And now you have some kind of system that will, motivate them to share the good word that, wow, this business is amazing. I love those products. Come join me here. And if you can achieve that, then again, the more you are pumping the ads, the more you will get in return, because business is more profitable and you get more word of mouth, and basically the value from all the marketing activities you do will just grow and grow and grow, and that's going to grow your business. As simple as that. And let's think of a simple example. So imagine that there is some cosmetics company, only organic goods, really amazing story, really amazing brand, really good products, one of the best shampoos in the world. And now you can just motivate, the user who maybe even didn't buy anything to first share the word, and then when people buy together, they will all get some sort of value. whether it's something additional, whether it's some discount, and you can do the same after they're buying something, right? Thanks for the order, very nice story. And if you share this with your friends, they will get ABC, and of course you will get something from it as well. And that can be a very simplistic way to do it. And what's also good is for whoever of you are using Shopify or WooCommerce, there are many simple systems out there, and of course for other platforms as well, that will help you to set up this referral flow. And you can even get some really good insights and analytics. So worth to look into. All right, so now the next one is all about upselling and cross-selling, and I mean, this is e-commerce ABC. This is the basic thing. And before I tell you about the flows, there's one other thing you definitely want to do is you definitely want to sell, upsell, and cross-sell already on your website. But if for some reason people bypass that and they just buy this one product and they're maybe not looking at the related products or suggested items, you can still do it after they buy their goods, and you can do it very softly. You can do it very gently. So let's imagine that a person bought the coffee machine, but they didn't buy any maintenance parts. They didn't buy the coffee. Maybe they didn't buy tea and so on. So all right, I mean, the coffee machine is already a good purchase. But now what you can do right after the transaction is, set up flows that will, tell the user about the coffee machine, how good it is, but also tell the importance of, maintaining it. And by the way, if you want to maintain it properly, here are three top picks, 3 items that we usually use. And, the customer can just click on it and go to the shop and buy those. Or yeah, you can throw in like a nice product bundle that, here's like the maintenance kit. And on top of that, we're gonna, give you like 1 kilogram of coffee beans, something like this. So you're just trying to make things more attractive, and you can do some really good storytelling, tell how these items are related, and yeah, just help the user to go back to the website and make another purchase. And well, that can also work in different industries. For example, if you are about some, volume business, or maybe there are like some product variations that people should prefer. Let's say they are buying, I don't know, like a shampoo, it's 500 milliliters, but I mean, if they're buying, this 1 liter one, maybe it will be more profitable for you, assuming that it will be. Then what you can do is just, tell the user about their purchase, that they made like a really, really good choice. And, if they come back the next time, you are suggesting them to go for the 1 liter option because, it just gives them more value. And of course, maybe that will, decrease your profitability. But what you can just do is instead throw in a bundle, and basically you can even try to, upsell the product itself, but you can throw in more, supporting items and just make the general package feel even greater. And again, you're just using very simple storytelling and trying to help the user to come back and spend more. And yeah, there are like so many things you can do. And what we have done also is set up flows based on different product categories. And depending on the size of your business, you can do it even on a product level. So for example, if you're just selling, let's say 10, 20 items, different items, then you could even do it for every single of them. And if you just have, let's say, 20 different categories and, thousands or tens of thousands of items, then again, you can very simplistically do it for a specific category. And yeah, it works like magic usually. Okay, so here's a unique one. It's called Eco and Donation Email Automation Flow. And environment and charity donations, what they essentially do is they help people to prefer you over the others. They make you more likable, but also at the same time you are actually doing some good for the world, and fellow humans. So this is like a really, really good and positive strategy, and I highly encourage you to look into it. So again, let's think of an example. So there is a user, there's a business, and the business is like selling eco-friendly cosmetics. Again, we can just think of this shampoo that we already talked about, and well, it's clear that it's eco-friendly. It's produced in some specific ways. That's all good, right? And I guess the user who now turns into the customer already rate on the product page. I mean, that's why the user preferred it. But there's definitely more than that, right? I mean, the product page can be this long, or it can be this long. And what you can do here is right after the user completes the purchase, you can again trigger 1, 2, or even 3 emails that will tell you all about how eco-friendly you are, how eco-friendly is your business, what are you doing, maybe some team pictures, you're cleaning up trash. And what you can also do is just talk about the product. You can talk about the region where it's produced, how it's produced, and the goal is to make the user to like fully understand the psychology and the beauty of this product. I mean, there's like so much effort put into this product. You are doing so much good, but of course you cannot show it at once on the product page. It's going to be like super long. And that's why you can just trigger 3 emails and tell the story. And by the time that the customer has gone through those emails and understood it, they are becoming more loyal because they understand that your brand like really cares. You're doing so much, and they also understand the product. And I mean, they start to love this product even more. And what this means to you is that they will come back more often. They will buy from you, and your competitors who are trying to win those clients over, I guess those clients won't go over that easily because they're convinced that you're the one. And that's just a really easy example. Now, if you think about charity and donations, this is again a really good tactic to use. So you can display publicly on your website that every purchase you make, we are donating X% to these charities, these causes, and we are like really, really good. We're caring. That's all nice, and definitely that will help people again to prefer you over others, because while they are doing good for themselves, they are also doing good for other people, and I mean that really makes sense. So you should definitely look into. And what you can also do is right after they purchase something, you can surprise them that, wow, again, you made such an amazing choice. That's the best product we have. That's one of the best out there. That's obvious, right? But maybe what the customer didn't know is that we appreciate your purchase so much, and we appreciate the world and life, that we are now donating X% from your purchase to causes ABC, charity ABC. And what even better, if you allow people to choose where they can assign that money. I mean, there are like systems for different e-commerce platforms that enable this, but it's just really, really good if you could allow people to make that choice for them. And definitely that will be a really good surprise, and again, memorable. And again, it's going to help you stand out, and people prefer you over your competitors. And there are like so many matrices you can do. You can think about new customers. You can think about the recurring customers. You can think about different products, different causes, but you need to start from somewhere, and simple usually works best. Start simple and then go more advanced. But this is a really good one, and definitely helps you to retain customers and help them prefer you and increase profitability. And now this one here is about timely reminders. And I mean, timely reminders are timeless in my opinion, because let's say that you're running a business and you're selling products that have some predictability. And under predictability, I mean, like you can predict that, you know, this product runs out in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 1 month, 2 months. It doesn't matter what's the time, but you buy it and it ends, it runs out, right? So that's perfect, because if somebody buys again cosmetics or even, you know, tires for cars, you know, winter is coming. Some European countries, they have snow, some not. Let's see what we have this year. But yeah, let's imagine. Let's make a few examples. So imagine just bought you know, winter tires, and you have to replace them in, I don't know, November, right? So you can already trigger some email automations to your customers, and like in September, that, you know, winter season coming soon. How are your tires shaping up? I mean, you bought them like 2 years ago. I mean, 2 years is usually like tops that you can drive those in case you need new ones. You know, here they are, very good. And by the way, click here and you can already book the time and, you know, come to us. So that's just a very simple example. You can do the same in cosmetics. You can even do the same in, you know, selling food. So again, cosmetics, you bought a shampoo. It's like 1 liter. It usually runs out in, you know, 1 month. And after 3 weeks go by, you can just follow up that, you know, need a refill, click here, and as easy as that. And yeah, you can really send timely reminders to pretty much every product that is running out. And of course, I mean, if you really want to push it, then you can think about fashion. I mean, you have seasons, right? New season is coming. We have a new lookbook. This has like, you know, 3 different outfits that really match with the ones that you previously bought. I mean, go check it out. Again, it can all be automated. You're just putting more stuff on the website, and, you know, the snowball effect goes on and on. And again, more value for you, more value for your customers, actually, because, you know, you're actually reminding them, you're helping them to not forget it, and just do it on a timely manner, which is good. And yeah, there are like many options here, but let's keep it simple today. Okay, and now we have the welcome email automation flow. I mean, to be honest, this is like the most basic of them all, and I believe that you should implement it or even tweak it as the first. So essentially, what you can do here is, you know, whenever somebody signs up, creates an account on your e-commerce website, you can basically tell them all the nice things about your brand, about your products, you know, why they should stick around, your value proposition, unique selling points. You can even, you know, include the donation and charity part here, and just basically not do any selling here, but you are selling the values and, you know, helping people realize that, wow, these guys are like really great. I want to stick around with those guys. And again, don't overwhelm people with that much information just on the one email. You can just time it nicely, you know, first email right after the user signed up, second email 1 day later, third email, you know, on the second or third day. And that's about it. People interacted with your brand. They now hopefully fully understand your values, assuming that they, you know, read the emails. And yeah, again, what this helps is very simple. It's you know, retention. You are working on retention. You are helping people to love you more, and this is like a very basic thing you actually need to do, not that you should. And there's of course different use cases. So let's imagine that now this user who was browsing your amazing products went for the purchase, right? And during that purchase, maybe this person did not create an account, or maybe he or she did, right? It doesn't matter. Again, after this purchase confirmation, you should also time, the welcome email automation flow. And if that person didn't create an account, you can encourage to, join the family. You need to show like how many benefits they are receiving. Maybe you can even, give them initiative for the next purchase. Either it's like click here, make an account, and there's like, 10 euro credit waiting there or free shipping, something like that. But again, you are paying all that amount for, the ads. You're sending people to your website. Some of them are buying, some of them are not. But you really need to monetize that traffic, right? And that's where the automation comes to help you. So you can create beautiful welcome email flows. You can convince users to stick around longer, really get you. And yeah, you can basically relax and just be sure that people understand what your business is about. And also what we have seen from, different email providers when we are doing these campaigns, they work like really good. You can see really nice numbers kicking in, and what else can we ask for? Just the only thing you can do is try to do it even better. But that's optimizing, right? And now, repeat customers. I mean, that's the best type of customers you can get. People who come and visit your store repetitively, right? And they buy more and more. And these are the best customers. And on this case, it's some way related with the VIP flow, but in some ways it is not, because again, you can use different timings based on different triggers. But what you want to do here is, again, appreciate and praise your repeat customers, because frequency is, the key to customer retention. And the more you appraise them, the more you give them value, the more you help them, the more they will help you. It's, again, very simple psychology. You do something for the other party and the other party returns the favor. As easy as that. So whenever your email automation system is understanding that, wow, this guy is buying like so many times, then you definitely need to figure out the flow that will make those repeat customers feel really appreciated. And it doesn't have to be connected with a VIP flow, because VIP is like, people who are like extremely over the average. But anyhow, even a person who buys for the second time is like, woohoo, thank you. I mean, that's your second purchase. I mean, that's like a pure code to us, right? You can use some good copywriting, good visuals on the emails, tell a nice story, and do something, very unique. But yeah, just make the other person feel really valued and really praised, and that will do many good things for your business. And you don't need to check the numbers, right, every day. Just set it up, and it starts to run. And again, you can be sure that the numbers come in. And what can be better, right? Okay, and now this one is maybe not that positive, because we are talking about re-engagement and reactivation. Something went south, so that's for sure, right? There was once a user who came to your business, who maybe interacted with the business, bought something, and now they have become deactive. And of course, that's the nightmare of any business. But what you can do here is, again, automate the flows, automate email marketing automation to invite them back, to win them back, to make them more active and, resume business growth. So there can be several cases. Let's imagine that, somebody made a purchase and is now 3 months inactive. What you can just do is, follow up automatically with the customer, reach out, just to ask, feedback, what's going on, how is the person feeling, and on the next emails you can be more specific. We love you so much. Here's like a small coupon code. Here's like a small discount. Click here, take it. And the third one can be like a cry out, or the last opportunity, something really, really great. And yeah, we've seen this work quite nicely. And what you can also do is manually filter out people, right? You have this pool of transactions, and you can see when they were last made, and of course you can see when the user who bought that, when was it like last active. So you can just filter out transactions and manually send out an email. And we have seen also that this produces really good numbers, and people actually come back. So they're just, there's like so much going on in the world. They can't remember everything, right? And that's why you just need to be there. You need to remind yourself and do it in a very positive and subtle way. And that's gonna reactivate them, bring them back, and business is going again for better. That's why we're here. And yeah, what can be better than your birthday, right? It's the day when pretty much everybody celebrates. Of course, there might be people who don't do it, but there are also like seasonal events, right? When people celebrate something. Different nationalities, different countries, they all have their own events, and of course we have global events. But what you can just do here is, do simple automation flows. If the person has a birthday coming in 7 days, you can activate a really nice, birthday special series. Congratulate the user that, wow, in 7 days something magical is happening. Wow, it's your birthday. We are so excited, and we decided now it's your birthday week. For the entire week, you can get these items with some special price, or maybe there is some other benefit. If you buy something, you will get a cake or a birthday surprise from us, whatever that might be. And when the user has the actual birthday, you can again reach out and give your blessings and congratulations, wish you a happy birthday, and so on. And when the birthday is over, you can even follow up and ask like, "Oh, how was the party? And did you enjoy it? And did your relatives come over?" and so on. Of course, it needs to be a consistent story, but just to give you some ideas. And when it's like seasonal, it's very straightforward. I guess like 99% of you might be doing seasonal campaigns, Cyber Mondays, Christmas, and so on. And of course, this can also be automated, and you can even create your own seasons. Maybe your business deserves your own season, right? You can figure out like a theme and then just run it as a campaign. That will work quite nicely, I believe. And yeah, this can be done in a very simple way. What you just need here is, the user's email. Then you need the birth date, the birthday, right? And if you have more data, transactional data, behavioral data, even better, you can make it like really, really personalized. And yeah, it's just beautiful. So at the end of the day, when the user gets the email, it feels like it's just specially made for that person. And well, let's go to the store and start buying something. And hard selling, of course, these days don't work very good. And that's where educational emails come in. And basically, and essentially what you are doing is you're just telling the users like things they don't know, and you're trying to make them really again understand your business or your products or something about the brand itself. And let's look at one simple example. Imagine there's like a store that sells wines, not like promoting alcohol here, but just to give you an example. And this user buys wine from the region New Zealand, and maybe some of you know wine is really good, and maybe some of you don't know really good. But what you can do now is like again send an automated flow to the user that, wow, such an amazing purchase, wine from New Zealand. I mean, it's like really good. And what you can tell in the email is like, did you know about this region in New Zealand, right? You can talk about the history, how things are done there, what's the production process, how much effort is put in. And when I read this story and I look at this bottle of wine, it's like, wow, that's the wine I just bought, and it's such an amazing product. And again, it really helps person to understand the value, and the more they understand the value, the less they think about the price, and the next time they might even buy more bottles and maybe a crate of cheese, something like this. And what you can also do is tell them how to best match food with their wine. This wine is excellent with ABCD. Maybe the user didn't know it, but you're just teaching them, and how to drink wine properly, how not to drink it too much, and so on, and how to be like responsible and everything. So you can put all this information in 3 emails and just automate it. And I mean, you can do it with many products. You can do it with categories, like red wine, white wine, for example. You can do it with regions, New Zealand, France, and so on, Italy. And yes, we have actually done it, and we have seen very good numbers. And people are interacting with the emails. They are spending time there. They're clicking on the links, because we are also leading them back to the website. So maybe one link has some bundle, one link leads to some recipes, one link leads to some workshop, digital workshop, where like a barista is telling about wines, and is running like a live course. And you can build many things in this automation. So that's pretty good. Oops. Okay, and yeah, all of a sudden we have come up to the end, right? So basically, just to sum everything up, first, I hope that this was like insightful, and you got some insights, or at least the inspiration and ideas how to do things, and where to look first. And what I would recommend you to do is think about your business, think about your clients, and try to pick the most relevant ones. You don't need to implement 10 campaigns immediately. You can just start with 1, 2, 3, and that's already good. If you're already doing it at larger scale, then yeah, high fives, and you just need to optimize it and improve it furthermore. That's the goal, right? And yeah, don't start in a very complex way. Go the simple way. That is always the best. And yeah, just think like why you are doing it, not like what you are doing it. And also very important part is like how. And this I'm going to show you on the next slide. So let me just quickly introduce the process that we usually use. So just to frame it in a short time box, then basically first thing we actually need to do is research and strategy, because you need to understand the psychology, you need to understand the behavior, customer triggers, customer likes and dislikes. And when you do this research, I mean, simple client questionnaire, user survey, looking into the data, talking with the customer support and team, you can squeeze a lot out of this these areas. And based on that, you can formulate your hypothesis, right, and the strategy. And when you have a clear understanding that, wow, these are my customers, these are the buttons that I need to press on, then you can give this strategy and like a clear goal to the copywriter. And that copywriter, for example, can formulate 3, 10, whatever the number of emails the copywriter will write. But then you can visually see that this is the flow, this is the storyline, and that's what's going to go down. And you can immediately feel how good it's going to be. And then as the next step, when you have done the research and copywriting, you need to visually see it. And that's where you need to ask your designers to pretty much design the copy, add some supportive media, images, videos, GIFs, just to make it like really engaging and compelling. And when that is done, well, you can always do some quick testing on a few customers, see how that goes. But all in all, what you want to do is set up the flows in your email system, triggers, timings, everything. So you need to see that everything runs in the specific order. and you definitely want to see that things are not like overlapping. So let's imagine you have 10 or 20 campaigns. I mean, you don't want to spam the inbox, right? You need to be really smart with the timings and checking the different triggers. But it's not that complex, so it's definitely doable. You just need to set up the flows. And when you are certain that everything is running smoothly, you have actually tested those emails yourself, or somebody from your team or your vendor, then I mean it's time to hit the buttons and release the campaigns and make them active. And this is where things get like really interesting. You get to monitor the numbers and you can see numbers kicking in, and it's kind of like very exciting. And yeah, when you see numbers coming in, then the next step would be logically to try to improve those numbers, right? And that's where you start optimizing things. You are either testing, you're running some surveys, just boldly trying out different things. There are like many ways you can do it. And yeah, you just need to keep on doing that. You are refining the snowball over and over again. It gets bigger and bigger, and that's basically it. It's not complex at all. And when you do it in a structured way and you continuously do it, it will just lead to more growth. It will lead to more profitability. Customers will stay with you for a longer period of time. The customer lifetime value goes up. And on your way, when you manage to increase the average order value as well, which is again a very big key here, the profitability will go up and quite a lot. And I mean, email automation is really cost-efficient way to improve the business. So definitely recommend to do it. And before we wrap up and start with the questions, I just wanted to give you something more. So basically, you can join this 2-hour free workshop. It's online. It's basically pre-recorded, and the workshop is helping you to increase average order value and profitability. So like 3 different modules, around 15 different tactics. You can start basically now. Just go to the website bitfiner.com. The course is free, and yeah, that's just a little bonus I wanted to give you today. And that's it from my side. I really want to thank you for sticking along. I really appreciate your time and the attention. And yeah, it's amazing. I also want to thank Trusted Shops, because trust is the key. And as we all know, at least maybe can predict that e-commerce might be just at the beginning, even though it has grown for quite a period of time. I think we are at the beginning. So thank you, and giving the mic back to Lucinda.
Great, thank you so much, Laurie. That was amazing. Thank you so much for all your examples and ideas. I think we learned a lot today. I did. I'm not the expert on automation myself, so thank you so much for this great presentation from your side. Yeah, we'll be opening the round of questions. So if you have any, feel free to use the chat window on your GoToWebinar panel. Yeah, I will start the round because I do have a question myself. When it comes to new e-commerce businesses or people who have now watched your webinar and they think, I haven't even started with email marketing flows or automation from my side, what do you think, what's the most important one to start with? Because I do see you also had seasonal ones, birthday ones. Maybe they're not as important as setting up one to get the structure going. What from your side, what's the most important one?
Thank you. That's a great question. So if I would do it like this, then I would probably start from a little research. So basically, before you take action, you actually want to quickly understand, your customer psychology and the behavior a little better. So I would just, write down, or trying to write down some personas, as much, data points and understanding I have for those personas, and then I would look at the business, its value and unique selling points, and based on these things, I would just look at the different flows that I just talked about, and yeah, pick a few relevant ones and basically going for those.
Okay, thanks. We have a question from Mick. He asked, which email automation tools do you prefer?
Yes, that's always a good question. To be honest, we are using quite many different ones. We work with Klaviyo quite a bit, but also we are using MailChimp, and we are also using SenseMailing, which is also a pretty cool tool. But yeah, these are like the key three key ones. I hope that answers that.
Do you prefer one? Is there one that you think is better than the other, or as you said, you use all of them? They all have their unique side.
Yes,
probably.
yes. It would be really hard to just pick one, because
Yeah.
we are working with customers from different regions, and some of them have benefits in different regions. Thinking about yeah, Europe, I guess Klaviyo can work quite nicely. I think that that would be the easiest one to go for.
So also dependent, obviously, on where you're located, looking at what the tool can offer for you. If you have people where customers worldwide, maybe the one tool is better than the other. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Great, thanks. Yeah, any more questions from your side? Then use the last few minutes. Otherwise, I just wanted to say thank you again. And the bonus that Laurie spoke about just now, I'll be sending that in the follow-up mailing too. So you can just click on the link and then check out the workshop. I think you'll profit from that a lot. Yeah. Okay, let's just have another look whether we have another question. Otherwise, we can finish. Okay, yeah, no more questions from, oh, just one came in. No, somebody just said thanks. So thank you so much. Any general questions or any personalized questions that you have for Laurie, please send him an email, get in contact with him. You can find his email just on the slide here. Also, I'll be sending the slides via the follow-up mailing, so you can get in contact with Laurie as well. So feel free to get in touch with Laurie. Yeah, thanks again so much, Laurie, for your insights. I think everybody learned a lot today, and yeah, have a lovely day and hopefully see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.